Hey puppets, Mark here, and we are working on the Parade Master. And this fight is a lot of fun. It's pretty chaotic, but let's go over a couple things real quick. If you're having a difficult time with this fight, I highly recommend going to this vendor and picking up the rapier. It's a really fast weapon, and it allows for quick attacks, and it works really well. It's what I use to defeat him. Now, this boss has two phases. I'm going to go over both of them. He is slow and lumbering, so he telegraphs his attacks pretty well. We're going to do a lot of dodging. You can do perfect parries in lieu of that if you're feeling comfortable with it. But the rapier is the best weapon. We're going to stick to lighter attacks, and if you have throwables, kind of leave them for the final phase. Now, normally when you see him crouch down like this, he's going to do a rush attack. We're just going to dodge to the right. And he follows up this rush attack with a swipe. So you're going to do a double dodge to sort of get around him. And then you could slip in with rapier 3 to 4 light attacks. And so we're going to do this through his first phase. We're going to kind of slide around, and we're going to try to dodge or perfect parry if you're comfortable with that, and just get in a couple attacks and just get out of there. So when you see him reach back like this, and he does it a lot, it just means he's going to come in with 1 or 2 swings. So just dodge, hit, dodge. And you're trying to like circle around and sort of predict his attacks. So he's an interesting fight because sometimes he will rush in on you while he's standing in front of you. So you kind of, I like to look at his fist. To me, that's what gives away what his attacks are going to be like. Now, when he hits about 60% health, that's when he enters phase 2. And phase 2 is he is deadlier. Now, when he turns red, this is a fury attack, right? So you could only perfect parry or move out of the way. So if you just hit the circle button, the dodge button, and nothing else, Pinocchio actually takes a step back. So I like to double tap just the circle button to get out of the way, and it works pretty good. It works most of the time. Now, when he rips the cage off, that means we're entering phase 2. While he's playing through this animation, he is susceptible to attacks. So get in there and unleash light attacks and heavy attacks. It's up to you. Now, you see how he's cocking his hand back, and it looks like that he's going to hit us with his feather duster? He is going to try and hit us. But what we want to do is, if you can get the rhythm of his attacks and the fight down, you can perfect parry and get a white little glowy outline around his health meter, and that means he's susceptible to staggering. So it's a little tricky, but it doesn't mean he's actually staggered. It means you can stagger him. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to show you that dodging is great, but when you parry, it actually does help because it makes him susceptible to staggering, just like this. So when they're staggered, you have to hold R2 to charge up your attack, or use a fabled art. Either one will actually stagger him, just like this. And then that's when they're susceptible to a fatal blow, they call it. You walk in front of him, you have to make sure you're facing directly into him, and you hit light attack, and it's not actually fatal unless they're really weak. But it does a lot of damage, and it's really good. You really want to try and do it. Now, it appears when his health gets low, he gets really aggressive. So just be mindful of this, and like all of us, including me, you kind of get really excited about finally defeating this boss. But just stay calm and dodge or perfect parry. Take your time and try to stay up close with him, but just think about your attacks. Dodge through it, take 1 or 2 here, and you can get him. But he does get really aggressive near the end. And don't forget to keep an eye on your health meter too, because the health meter, I mean, if it gets too low, obviously we're going to die. So you want to keep using your health potions when you can. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. It does help me out quite a bit. Thanks for checking out my video.
I eat games. Yeah.